5 signs you're outgrowing a friendship you've had for years. You've been friends for years, maybe decades. You have history, shared memories, inside jokes. But lately, something feels off. Conversations feel forced. You don't look forward to seeing them. You leave interactions feeling drained, not energized. And you feel guilty for even thinking it. But the truth is, you might be outgrowing this friendship. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 signs that you've outgrown a friendship and why that's okay. This isn't about being a bad friend. This is about recognizing when relationships no longer serve who you've become. Not all friendships are meant to last forever. Sign 1. Your values and life priorities have become so different that you no longer understand each other's choices or relate to each other's lives. What mattered to both of you at 22 doesn't matter at 35. You've evolved in one direction, they've evolved in another, and now you're living in completely different realities with incompatible value systems. Look at what each of you prioritizes now. What they value, money, status, partying, convenience, doesn't align with what you prioritize anymore. Purpose, growth, family, integrity. Their choices reflect values you don't share. You find yourself internally judging or disagreeing with their life philosophy. Shared values create connection. Divergent values create friction and disconnection. Notice your life stages. You're focused on career, family, health. They're focused on partying, dating, short-term gratification, or vice versa. They've moved into life stages you're not in and can't relate to. Your daily realities have nothing in common anymore. You're managing toddlers and mortgages. They're talking about club drama and casual hookups. Neither can relate to the other's world. See if you can share what matters. The things that are important to you now, your goals, struggles, growth, don't interest them. They tune out or dismiss what you care about. Conversations about what truly matters to you fall flat. Friendship requires mutual interest in each other's lives. When interest dies, friendship dies. Watch the growth gap. You're reading, learning, evolving, challenging yourself. They're doing the same things they did 10 years ago. Or they're evolving rapidly and you feel stuck. Either direction creates disconnection. The growth gap has become too wide to bridge. When one person is actively evolving and the other isn't, the evolving person eventually outgrows the friendship. Why are you missing this? You feel guilty for even thinking you've outgrown them because of the history you share. You tell yourself, real friends accept each other despite differences. But you're confusing loyalty to the past with obligation to maintain a relationship that no longer works. Jessica and Nicole had been best friends since college. They'd partied together, traveled together, been in each other's weddings. But by their mid-30s, their lives looked completely different. Jessica had 2 kids, a demanding career, and prioritized health and personal growth. She was in therapy, reading self-help books, focused on being present with her family. Nicole was still going to clubs every weekend, dating casually, living for the moment. When they'd get together, Jessica couldn't relate to Nicole's stories about bar drama. Nicole would zone out when Jessica talked about parenting challenges or career goals. Neither was wrong. They just evolved into different people with different values. Jessica realized they had history, but they no longer had connection. She'd outgrown the friendship, and that was okay. So acknowledge the divergence honestly. Release the guilt. Outgrowing people doesn't make you a bad person. Allow natural distance. You don't owe forced connection to preserve history. Be grateful for what was. The friendship served a purpose during a certain season. And seek friendships that align with current values. Surround yourself with people who reflect who you are now, not who you were. Sign 2. The friendship feels like an obligation, not a choice. When a friendship shifts from something you want to something you feel you have to maintain, you've likely outgrown it. If seeing them feels like checking a box, if you dread their calls, if you're spending time together out of guilt rather than genuine desire, the friendship has become an obligation. Healthy friendships are energizing and voluntary. Outgrown friendships are draining. Notice your reaction to contact. Their name pops up on your phone and you feel anxiety, not excitement. You hope they don't call or make excuses to avoid plans. Time with them feels like a chore you have to endure. True friends energize you. People you've outgrown drain you. Dread is your internal compass telling you this relationship no longer serves you. Ask yourself why you're maintaining this. The only reason you maintain contact is history and guilt. You think, we've been friends so long, I can't just drop them. You're staying friends because you feel you should, not because you want to. You meet for lunch because it's been months and you feel obligated, not because you're excited to see them. Guilt-based friendships are burdens, not blessings. Pay attention to how you feel afterward. After spending time with them, you feel exhausted, not energized. You need recovery time from their company. Their presence takes from you rather than adds to you. Healthy relationships are reciprocal and energizing. Outgrown relationships are one-sided and depleting. Watch if you're counting down. During interactions, you're watching the clock, waiting for it to be acceptable to go. You can't wait for the conversation or visit to end. You feel relief when plans get canceled. When being with someone feels like serving time, you've outgrown them. People you genuinely want in your life make time fly. Why are you missing this? You think, good friends stick it out no matter what. You believe friendship means unconditional obligation. You're afraid of being seen as disloyal or a bad friend. But loyalty to someone who no longer adds value to your life is misplaced. Loyalty to yourself and your well-being matters more. Every few months, Marcus would get a text from his old college friend, David. "We should hang out." Marcus would feel dread. He'd make excuses a few times, then eventually agree out of guilt. They'd meet for drinks, and Marcus would count down the minutes. David would talk about the same things he always talked about. Marcus would nod and check his watch. After 2 hours, Marcus would make an excuse to leave and feel relief driving away. Marcus never reached out to David first. He never thought about David between their obligatory hangouts. Marcus finally admitted to himself he was maintaining this friendship out of guilt about their history, not because he actually wanted David in his life. He'd outgrown the friendship years ago, but felt too guilty to acknowledge it. So listen to the dread. Your feelings are data about the relationship's health. Release guilt about outgrowing people. Not all friendships are meant to last forever. Allow the friendship to fade naturally. Stop forcing connection that doesn't feel natural. And make space for energizing relationships. Stop spending energy on obligation friendships so you have room for genuine ones.
Sign 3. You can't be your authentic self around them anymore. A critical sign you've outgrown a friendship is when you can no longer be your authentic self around them. You find yourself editing, hiding parts of who you are, or performing a version of yourself that used to be true but isn't anymore. Maybe they knew the old you and can't accept the new you. True friendships allow full authenticity. Notice if you hide your growth. You've grown, evolved, changed, but you hide it around them. You dumb yourself down or minimize your accomplishments. You avoid talking about your new interests, beliefs, or lifestyle because they won't understand. Friendships that require you to stay small to keep the peace aren't real friendships. You deserve relationships where your growth is celebrated, not hidden. Watch for judgment. They make comments about how you've changed with negative connotation. They criticize your new values, interests, or lifestyle choices. You sense disapproval or judgment about the person you've become. You've gotten sober, religious, or health-focused, and they make jokes or dismissive comments about your choices. Friends who can't support your evolution aren't friends. They're anchors to your past. See if you're performing. Around them, you act like the person you used to be but no longer are. You fake interests, laugh at jokes that aren't funny anymore, pretend to care about things you've moved past. You're playing a role to maintain the friendship rather than being yourself. Authentic connection requires showing up as you actually are, not who you used to be. Notice the compartmentalization. The important parts of your current life, your growth, new friendships, new interests, are completely separate from this friendship. They don't know the real you anymore because you don't share the real you with them. When significant parts of your identity are hidden from someone supposedly close to you, they're no longer actually close. Why are you missing this? You think you're being respectful of differences when really you're hiding yourself. You believe maintaining the friendship requires pretending to be someone you're not. You're afraid that showing your authentic self would end the friendship, which tells you everything. If being yourself would end the friendship is already over. When Rachel was with her old friend group from her 20s, she felt like she was playing a character. She'd started therapy, gotten sober, and focused on personal development. Her values had shifted completely. But around her old friends, she'd hide all of it. They'd make jokes about therapy being for crazy people. They'd pressure her to drink. They'd mock her interest in self-help and growth. So Rachel would laugh along, pretend she was still the party girl they remembered, and avoid mentioning anything real about her life. After one particularly exhausting hangout, Rachel's therapist asked, "Why are you friends with people you can't be yourself around?" Rachel realized she wasn't friends with them anymore. She was performing a friendship with people who knew a version of Earth that didn't exist anymore. So test authenticity. Share something real about your current self and watch the response. Stop performing. If you can't be yourself, the friendship isn't real anyway. Accept that they knew old you, not current you. That's okay. People change. Seek friendships where you can be authentic. Find people who celebrate who you are now. If this video has given you permission to acknowledge an outgrown friendship, hit that subscribe button for more content about honest relationships and personal growth. Now, let's talk about the next sign. Sign 4. The friendship is one-sided and you're doing all the work. When you realize you're the only one maintaining the friendship, you're the one reaching out, making plans, showing interest, remembering important things, you've likely outgrown someone who hasn't kept pace with your investment. Healthy friendships have reciprocal effort. When you're doing all the emotional labor and they're passively accepting your friendship without contributing, it's a sign they're not as invested as you are. Watch who initiates contact. You initiate all contact, calls, texts, plans. They never reach out first. If you stopped, you'd never hear from them. You're driving the entire friendship through your effort alone. Mutual investment requires mutual initiation. One-sided effort signals one-sided caring. Notice what they remember. You remember their birthday, job changes, family situations. They forget yours. They ask questions about things you've told them multiple times. They show no real knowledge of what is currently happening in your life. You tell them about a major life event, and next time you see them, they've forgotten. People remember what matters to them. If your life doesn't stick, you don't matter to them. See when they show up. When their life is falling apart, suddenly they reach out. When they need advice, support, or favors, you hear from them. When things are fine, they don't exist to you. Friendships aren't ATM relationships where you only show up to make withdrawals. Being there during crisis is friendship. Only showing up during crisis is using. Notice how it feels. You're constantly trying to maintain connection with someone who seems indifferent. They respond minimally, cancel plans frequently, show low enthusiasm. You feel like you're bothering them or forcing a relationship they don't want. When you feel like you're chasing someone, you probably are, and they're showing you they don't care. Why are you missing this? You tell yourself they're just busy or not good at staying in touch. You make excuses for their lack of reciprocity to avoid facing that they don't care as much as you do. You keep trying because of sunk cost fallacy. You've already invested so much. But accepting that someone doesn't value the friendship as much as you do is the truth you need to face.
For 2 years, Amanda was the only one keeping her friendship with Kelly alive. Amanda would text every week, suggest plans every month, remember Kelly's birthday and important events. Kelly would respond sporadically, cancel plans last minute, and never initiate contact. Amanda kept telling herself Kelly was just bad at staying in touch. Then Amanda conducted an experiment. She stopped reaching out. 3 months passed with no word from Kelly. 6 months. A year. Kelly never noticed. Amanda realized she'd been maintaining a friendship with someone who didn't actually care. Kelly had outgrown the friendship or never valued it as much as Amanda did. Amanda had been chasing someone who wasn't running toward her. So conduct the stop reaching out experiment. See if they notice or care when you stop initiating. Pay attention to their effort level. Actions reveal true investment. Accept what they're showing you. When someone shows low investment, believe them. Stop making excuses. Busy people make time for priorities. You're not their priority.
Sign 5. You're relieved when plans get canceled. The most telling sign you've outgrown a friendship is when you feel relief, not disappointment, when plans get canceled. If your honest reaction to "can we reschedule" is internal celebration rather than sadness, your body is telling you something your mind might not want to admit. When cancellations feel like gifts rather than losses, the friendship has run its course. Notice your reaction to cancellations. They cancel plans and you feel relieved, not upset. Your immediate reaction is, "Thank God," not, "Oh no." You're secretly happy to get your time back. People you genuinely want to see disappoint you when unavailable. People you've outgrown relieve you. Relief at absence is your internal truth about the relationship. Watch if you're manufacturing excuses. You hope something will come up so you can bail. You manufacture reasons why you can't make it. You're actively trying to get out of commitments with them. Plans are scheduled, and you spend the week hoping an emergency will give you an out. When you're sabotaging your own plans with someone, you don't want to spend time with them. Notice how you value the time. After seeing them, you think, "I could have spent that time doing literally anything else." You resent the hours you gave to the friendship. You'd rather be alone or doing chores than spending time with them. When someone's company feels less valuable than being alone, you've completely outgrown them. See if you're hoping plans fall through. You agree to plans to avoid conflict or guilt, but secretly you're hoping they'll forget or something will come up. You're going through the motions of maintaining friendship while hoping it'll fade naturally. Making plans you don't want to keep is the behavior of someone who's outgrown a friendship but won't admit it. Why are you missing this? You feel guilty for being relieved by their absence. You think good friends want to spend time together, so your relief makes you feel like a bad friend. You haven't given yourself permission to admit the friendship is over. But your feelings are valid data. Relief tells you this relationship doesn't serve you anymore. Every time Sophie made plans with her childhood friend Lauren, she'd dread the approaching date. She'd hope work would get busy or something would come up. When Lauren would text, "Can we reschedule?" something came up. Sophie would type, "No problem," while internally celebrating. After one cancellation, Sophie's husband said, "You seem really happy." Sophie realized she was relieved. She didn't want to see Lauren. She dreaded every interaction. She made plans because she felt obligated, but she hoped they'd fall through. Sophie finally admitted to herself she'd outgrown Lauren years ago. They had nothing in common anymore. Conversations were forced. She left every interaction feeling drained. Sophie wasn't a bad friend for feeling relief. She was being honest that the friendship had run its course. So listen to your honest emotional reactions. Relief is data. Stop making plans you don't want to keep. It's dishonest to both of you. Give yourself permission to let go. Outgrowing people is normal and healthy. Allow natural distance.
Stop forcing connection that doesn't feel natural. If you're wondering whether your friend's behavior toward you isn't just disconnection, but actually jealousy about your growth, watch our video on 5 signs your friend is jealous of your growth. Understanding the difference between outgrowing someone and them resenting your evolution will give you clarity. Links in the description. If you recognize 3 or more of these signs, you've outgrown this friendship, and that's okay. Not all friendships are meant to last forever. Some people are meant to be in your life for a season, not a lifetime. The friend you needed at 22 might not be the friend you need at 35. Your values change, your priorities shift, you evolve into a different person, and sometimes that evolution means leaving behind relationships that no longer fit who you've become. Outgrowing a friendship doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you honest. Holding on to friendships out of guilt, obligation, or history when they no longer serve you isn't loyalty, it's denial. True loyalty is to yourself and your growth. If a friendship drains you, requires you to hide yourself, feels like an obligation, lacks reciprocity, and brings relief when canceled, it's time to let go. You don't owe anyone a friendship that doesn't work anymore. You deserve friendships that energize you, celebrate your growth, allow your authenticity, involve mutual effort, and make you excited to show up. If a friendship doesn't meet those standards anymore, it's okay to let it fade.